Welcome to our annual Athletics Honors Ceremony. This year is a very different format than ever before. We hope you are all doing well. As you can see behind me, our facilities are empty and quiet. Please know that we miss you and look forward to having you back on campus and back in action when the time is deemed right and safe to do so. As we open this program, I want to recognize all of the Penn State Altoona alums and specifically former athletes that are working to help our communities get through this pandemic. There are former athletes working as nurses, law enforcement officers, and other professions out there making a difference, and we salute them. I am sure that many of you have family and friends that are also working in the same manner. Please take time to say thank you. We also have one current student athlete that I'm aware of that is a member of the National Guard and has been activated in support of COVID-19 efforts. Kiara Irwin from the women's soccer team, we wish you well and thank you for your service. During this time, at the end of the year, we celebrate the accomplishments of our student athletes, reminisce about the seasons, and honor those moving on from Penn State Altoona. I also want to thank all of those that made Penn State Altoona athletics happen. Thank you to our Chancellor, Dr. Lori Bechtel-Weary, for her support and encouragement to keep the Lions moving forward. Penn State Altoona is a big operation, and I thank her for all she does for students and student athletes. Thank you to our head coaches and assistant coaches for everything you do throughout the year. These individuals do far more than plan X's and O's for competition. From putting together schedules and making recruiting trips, planning practices and travel arrangements, compliance paperwork and fundraising. These people do far more than you ever see happening. Thank you for your efforts. There is also a dedicated staff that work throughout every sports season during the year to make our programs work. Taylor Peterson and Ashley Gallus, our administrative assistants, do much of the day-to-day detail work that keep us operational. Their biggest task, keeping me and the coaches up to date and on schedule with paperwork. That is no small task. Our bus driver, Paul Faribaugh and Terry Dotson, thank you for getting our teams to and from away competitions safely. They make many late night drives, and they do far more than just drive buses. Thank you. We could not make it work without you. Lori Hoffman and Dave Goodman, our facility staff. Ever wonder how uniforms get cleaned, how game setups happen, how equipment gets fixed, and how the fields get mowed and the pole cleaned? Here's your answer. These two are truly the behind-the-scenes people that make things happen every day. Jessica Welsh and George Mulligan, thank you for your work to ensure the safety and health of our student athletes. Thank you for your work rehabbing players to get them back into competition as soon as possible. Thank you for all the advice you give to our student athletes and a few staff, even if sometimes we don't listen. And thank you for giving so many athletes an ear to talk to and a little tough love when called for. Jess also serves as a senior administrator and assists me in many tasks, and I count on her for good counsel. Thank you. Our Director of Athletics Communications, Connor Gilbert. He is truly an army of one. It is pretty hard to list all that Connor takes on and never stops when teams are home, when teams are away. Preseason, postseason, in-season, he is there for each of our 14 teams. Thank you, Connor. There are a number of staff that have dual roles as coaches and administrative staff. Thank you to Coach R.J. Bernard, who keeps our equipment, uniforms, and competition sites ready for our teams. Coach John Carey for managing our facilities, scheduling our staff, and overseeing all the recreational programming, including club sports. John is also a good person to go to for all sorts of issues. Coach Brad Brooks, who oversees our intramural programs and supervises our athletic facilities during the evening hours. Coach David McGrill for taking care of our student athletes support services, and advising our Student Athlete Advisory Council, and for being a good source of entertainment in the process. Thank you all. I also want to take time to thank an alum and coach, Tom Cayley, for all the work he has done this year working with me to put together the Athletics Advisory Board and assisting the board in the creation of Penn State Altoona Athletics Hall of Fame. This board is helping lay the groundwork for connections to our alumni and friends that will support the mission of intercollegiate athletics. And how could I not mention one of the best friends to athletics, C. David Kimmel, and his crew of volunteers that operate the concession stand. Thank you, David, for always keeping us on our toes, keeping us focused on our goals. Keep the ideas coming. And now to all of our student athletes. The reason all of us are here. You are the why we come to work. Through all the thrills of victories and disappointments of losses, the hard, late, and cold practices, through the side trips when away from campus, and the many community service activities, you represent Penn State Altoona with class, and I am so proud to work with each and every one of you. We get to see you grow and learn, sometimes the hard way. But nevertheless, you learn and make adjustments and prepare for your time after athletics. This has been a challenging, unprecedented time in all of our lives, for you have had to make changes that no one in higher education could have imagined just months ago. You have shown resilience, and I know you will make it through this time and be better on the other side. To those of you that have had your seasons come to an end all too soon, I can't express how sorry I am it had to end this way. While we can do all we can to restore seasons and extend eligibility, it cannot replace the time that you had with this particular team, the good, the bad, whatever was to come in this season. I can only say, remember the time that you did have, and hopefully you can find something to smile about. To our seniors, no one deserves to have their senior year in college end like this. I hope you can look back at your time at Penn State Altoona and remember all the good. You need to understand, you have made a mark on this program, and it will not be forgotten. To all those receiving awards and honors, congratulations. They each come as the result of hard work, determination, and caring that are signs of extraordinary individuals. To everyone that is a part of Penn State Altoona Athletics, thank you for being a part of our We Are.